What does this announcement mean today?
Well, I would say today's announcement is another step in the direction of returning American astronauts to the lunar surface. I mean, you think about it, just a couple weeks ago, we were all gathered here at Johnson Space Center as Artemis II came back from their historic voyage around the moon, and weeks later, we're already announcing Artemis III, we're already getting the hardware ready. This is another step in the direction of getting astronauts back to the moon, and this time to stay.
Give us a reality check. Given the recent struggles with both SpaceX and Blue Origin, how likely is it that this Artemis III mission really happens next year?
I mean, we're here announcing the crew for Artemis III because we need to get them in training because they are launching into space in 2027. Now, people ask questions, what is the implication from this setback or the other? I say go on YouTube, type in NASA early 1960s. You'll see an awful lot of videos that look just like that. I mean, that's part of the process. They're uncrewed. They're intentionally designed to be safe. You keep everybody away from the launch area, but that is the iterative design process that both Blue Origin and SpaceX have leaned into to fail fast, get the data, roll those improvements into the next rocket. We got a year to go. I have no doubt you're going to see lots of SpaceX launches. You're going to see Blue Origin launches. We are going to put NASA experts in the field to drive the outcomes until all that hardware converges in Earth orbit in 2027 with Artemis III. We test out those landers. We get the data once again. We'll go back into testing until 28 when Artemis IV lands on the moon.
And just like the Artemis II astronauts, this is the mock-up that the Artemis III astronauts will be training in. Inside this Orion ship, all four preparing for their big orbit around the Earth. The tough question that I'm sure you're expecting, are you a little disappointed that you guys aren't going to the moon? You're going to be orbiting the Earth.
Not at all. I mean, the most important Artemis mission is the next one. We don't get to a lunar landing without this flight. And be able to take not one, but two lunar landers, put them into space, and work out all the procedures to dock Orion to it, rendezvous with it, dock with it, check out its operations. And so this is essential. There is no lunar landing without this. And so we are fortunate to be able to be the test crew that goes out and does this flight.
But so far, there is no lunar lander for you to dock with.
They're working on it very quickly. Haven't you seen that? You know, both these companies are working, all hands on deck to get these things done. And certainly, Ignition Day and certainly the impetus from the Artemis II mission with just the excitement and the torch that they lit that the world saw. We see that impetus within everybody right now across the agency and within industry. Yeah.
Luca, talk to me about the international element to this, right? Because on the last mission we had, of course, Jeremy. We've had plenty of European and Japanese astronauts and Russian cosmonauts before. How critical is it that there is an international element to Artemis and your participation?
I think Norm Knight said it well this morning. We go faster if we go together. And we, as Europeans, we are proud of our capability to build bridges, communities, to build cooperation and collaborations. We want to be with NASA as strong partners. We want to be in the pilot seat next to our commander and support this incredible endeavor. This is an opportunity. It's both symbolic but also very real.
Randy, last question to wrap it up. What do you hope is the legacy of Artemis III?
That we, as Michael Collins said from Apollo 11, that we carried the fire. That we took everything that Artemis brought, all the challenges that we have with this mission, and the things that have to be proven out before we can land America first again on the lunar surface, that we did our part and we carried the fire to the next flight.
Carry the Artemis fire. What a thing to carry up into the heavens. Joining us now to talk about all things Artemis III is retired NASA astronaut Steve Robinson, one of my favorite people in the world to talk about Artemis with. Hi, Steve. Great to see you. A lot of these guys have so much flight time. Like when us mere mortals look at their flight logs, it's hard to wrap your head around. From the military to NASA, they've been in the air days, weeks, in space in at least one occasion for a year-long mission that went way beyond what it was expected to. And yet these four guys that are headed up there, in terms of being test pilots, how do you see the mission ahead?
Well, they certainly have chosen, by the way, Gotti, good to be here with you again. And they certainly have chosen an extremely experienced crew. Let's look at the numbers. 5 space missions for a total of 885 days between them. They have had 14 spacewalks. Believe it, I counted up the college degrees. There's 11 college degrees amongst these 4 people. This is experience. The commander alone has 6,000 hours of flying. And I have flown with Randy Bresnik quite a few times in jets. And he is a pilot's pilot. And I think this mission, as complicated and as challenging as it is in excellent hands here.
Yeah, I mean, there are boots on the ground, and then, as you mentioned, there are pilots. This is a pilot mission. I mean, this is 3 spacecraft that are going to be operated here. What do you see as the most challenging part of this particular mission?
You know, this crew and also everybody on the ground has to be very conversant in the engineering performance of all 3 vehicles. And so what we're talking about here is the Blue Origin moon lander, the SpaceX moon lander, the Starship, and the Orion, which is only flown with people just one time. And it's going to be modified for this flight by adding on a docking system, which is not a minor thing. Now, each of the crew is going to enter each of those spacecraft. So that means the spacecraft has to be able to support human life. So the life support system, which is really complicated, and we're talking about air and water and waste and food, all has to work right in all 3 vehicles. So that's a major part of the test.
And there was some ambiguity today, and I'm sure we'll get some clarity in the upcoming days or weeks. It sounds like they're going to be spending 2 days in the Blue Origin version, abbreviated time in the SpaceX Starship version, which I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get in or if it's just kind of like a docking situation. But Steve, I wanted to get your take. A little piece of breaking news came out of this where they talked about how Starship may be used in Artemis IV for the translunar injection, meaning they take that little capsule, they attach it to Starship, and then Starship is what pushes it to the moon? Like, that comes out of, I mean, did it come out of left field here? Because that does seem like a surprise.
Oh, no, it did not come out of left field. Whenever you design a mission, you always have kind of these forks. We could go this way or we could go this way. You know, in the Apollo, setting up for Apollo, as you probably know, Gary, space geek that you are, there was a huge argument about how the rendezvous would go, whether to go into lunar orbit, whether to come back to lunar orbit. And in this case, you have to look at the kind of the lifeboat opportunities. If those things don't go right, when can the crew get back home? And it turns out that it may be if the Starship takes Orion to the moon. Well, Orion's got to get there somehow, right? So some rocket's going to take it there. If Starship takes Orion to the moon, it may take less fuel transfer into the orbital Starship, and it may afford the crew a earlier way to get back if they're not able to land on the moon.
If they're going to fill up the tank with all those additional launches of Starship, then might as well use that to get to the moon, I guess. That's fascinating stuff. And speaking of things that are the same and then also different from Apollo, like NASA right now, they have been getting a lot of heat all day online for the lack of women on this crew. I know they released a statement a little bit earlier this afternoon, which reads in part, NASA's crew assignments are determined by a variety of factors, including upcoming mission needs requiring training timelines, crew availability, mission-specific technical requirements, and the skill sets and experience of astronauts eligible for assignment. These 4 astronauts were best suited for the mission profile given the demands of additional missions. And not to, look, not to trash NASA at all, but like that definitely sounds like it was written by an engineer. Steve, Artemis III was originally supposed to go to the moon, and they had a very different roster, I think, in mind for the first boots on the ground in 50 years on the moon. And then they had to reshuffle the deck, if you will, for now Artemis III, which is a bunch of test pilots going up and testing this aircraft. How do you see the decision to not have any women on this particular mission?
I would rather that there were, frankly. I work in a university environment where everybody deserves to be motivated and inspired. But look, this is just a single mission. This is just one mission. I've been around the NASA astronaut business for a very long time. I've seen an awful lot of crew assignments, and everyone is just pretty much what they said, even though it sounds like very much like a NASA, a federal agency wrote that. It's actually true. They do pick the best people to go on the mission, and I very much hope that there will be a woman on the mission that lands on the moon, Artemis IV. I'll bet you there will be.
And just going through and looking at like the contenders for this mission before they were announced, I mean, the astronaut corps is so stacked. If anybody wants to feel this big, go onto NASA's website and read the resumes for all the men and women. It is truly the best and the brightest that humanity has to offer, and a lot of missions ahead. Steve Robinson, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so very much for stopping by.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.